So I don't know about other states in the country, but I know in Texas we have an absolutely incredible, Texas parks and wildlife system created.
It is pretty amazing. And they do so many things that we don't even know about. Do you know, there is so many parks I've never been to. There are people who actually make it a mission to go to every park.
No, going to every Texas state park is a bucket list thing. Yeah, it's a lot.
But it takes years to go see and do everything. And, Texas has deserts, we have mountains, we have forests, we have canyons.
You know what else
hill
we have?
Country.
We have a
to do.
Special guest today from the Texas Park and Wildlife. We have April and Katie, and they get to kind of inform us of all the things we're missing out on, because that's what I feel like is happening.
That's cool. It is not just a park system, so stay tuned. Pretty cool stuff they do.
Welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about lightweight trailers, truck campers, people, adventures, parks.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Programs. We're your hosts from Princess Craft RV. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm PJ.
And today we have with us Katie and April from Texas Parks and Wildlife. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day of conservation to chat with us.
We are so glad to talk to y'all.
Yeah, happy to be here.
It was so fun. We met, I think, one of y'all's coworkers, Caitlin, at the RV fair, and she wanted us to come on, and we were very excited to do that.
Yeah, happy.
We are specifically from Inks Lake, so we know the most about Inks Lake.
I love Inks Lake.
We know a lot about the agency, too.
Yes.
Perfect.
Well, that's great, because we're going to have lots of questions for you. Now, first of all, we came and chatted with you because you support every RV show that we have, and you guys are always there, and I think it's so amazing to see people lined up at your booth to just pick up a book, get more information. I mean, that's really nice, because that's really the heart of the RV industry, is trying to get people out there doing things and having fun and being outside their house. And I feel very lucky to be in Texas.
It's true. I guess I never thought about it like that until you just said it. But I guess so much of what you guys do is like the heart of what we do.
Exactly.
Like, we just want people to go outside and explore and take the classes and do the courses and visit every single state park.
But think about it. If you're fishermen, then you need a place to fish. And we need to train the next group of fishermen. We need to have all the resources. Fisher people. Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we have to, you guys do more than just buy land and put little cabins on it in RV spaces, right? And I think
absolutely.
that is
way more.
way more.
Way more than
that.
Yeah,
I know you do. I think that's the perception of the Parks and Wildlife Department. So what is surprising about what you do? If I say, hey, I want to go to this park and I want to have some adventures, there's a lot that goes into that. So tell me some of the features there that might surprise people.
Well,
there's a lot.
There's a lot. Well, mostly on the weekends, like we have a lot of programs. Typically Saturdays, Sundays, we'll have between like fishing lessons or fishing with a ranger. We have air rifles and a small little range for that. We also have archery. We do star parties, and we can go into these specifically here in a little bit, but I'm just kind of listing them off. Of course, we do conservation. In addition, we have ADA facilities as well as equipment that for kayaking, grit chairs for hiking, a couple of other things in addition to our staff learning sign language. So we have a lot of fields that I think a lot of people are just completely unaware of what we offer.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's back up. Let's take these one by one, because I have questions. First thing is fishing with a ranger, because I don't know anything about fishing. And my husband said, we ought to take our grandkids fishing. And I said, great, but we don't know anything about fishing. So what is fishing with a ranger? Because I totally would do that.
It's a lot of fun. So we think we have either a few of those programs a month for us specifically, and there's I think a lot of the parks in our state park system have lakes, and most all of those parks are going to have a fishing with the ranger or fishing 101, something to that nature. And it's as it sounds, you've got a ranger or several. We also have volunteers that'll go out that are just really passionate about fishing and sharing their experience. So they'll have a lot of the time the gear that you need for it, some fishing poles. I don't know if we always provide bait, but something to get you going for fishing that day.
But I could buy bait
who,
probably, right? At
yeah,
your store?
absolutely.
Which we offer at our store, yes.
Yeah, I think they bring worms for that. We have worms and some frozen bait. Other parks may offer a little different variety. And we also have bait shops that are just down the road too.
Yes.
And if you're not ready to fish out on the lake yet, they offer what they call the backyard bass program, where it's like these little plastic fish that you throw a thing out on the grass and reel them in. It's a lot of fun. They count points and everything for the biggest fish.
So how do you sign up for that? I mean, how do you find that?
You just show up. You can either do a walk-in day pass that day, or you can book your day pass 30 days in advance. And once you pay for a day entrance, all the programs are free.
So
And
you
we post that stuff on our Facebook as well.
Okay, so there is a time that's scheduled for a fish with the ranger. Is that right?
Yes.
Like I
Right.
can look on the website and see that 3:00 on Saturday, there's a fish with the ranger, and we just show up.
Correct. Yep.
And the
And in
entrance
addition, as
the entrance
Sorry, go
fee
ahead.
is your fee for like any class that you want to show up for that day.
Right.
That is actually that's amazing. Because
Yeah.
I know when you are camping, especially with kids, with the family, like I don't know, things just change. So I guess what has shied me away from maybe taking like this is happening in the park that I'm staying at. Oh, but we didn't sign up. Oh, but I don't want to pay for something else. I had no idea that
Yeah,
you
once
just
you're
show
here,
up. That's very
all
cool.
the programs are free. Yeah.
Very
And
cool.
there are some, like say, like we have a kayaking program every now and then. That one does have a limited attendance, so you have to sign up for that one ahead of time online. But all that information for every program is on the events page for each park, and it'll say like if you need to specifically sign up. But most things you just show up that day as long as you've got your day pass or you're camping already.
Okay, for those people who are listening to us while they're driving down the road and they're about to get where they're going and they're going to turn us off, let's just throw out real quick. Just go to Texas Parks and Wildlife, go to the park you want to see, and then you can see all the events.
Yes.
That's right.
On the events page. Yes.
Wow, what other events would I see there?
For us, we've got star parties.
Star
we
party.
just
Star
did-
party.
What is that?
Yeah. we got to talk about that. It's super cool.
It's a big one.
Is
That
like
one's
Ben
fun.
Affleck and Jennifer Lopez going to be there?
Oh,
Jennifer?
man.
I wish it was that kind of a
wish.
star.
Star party.
Listen, they'll
I
come.
would be there for every single one of those.
April's there.
Those are so fun. No, there's not famous stars or Rocky from
Those in
Project
the
Hail
sky,
Mary.
maybe.
They're in the sky. But we have the Austin Astronomical Society that'll come out.
I'm glad you
And
said that.
yes.
I was gonna get tripped on the word.
Wow.
I have a trick to remember.
Yeah.
And they bring their big telescopes. We have some that we have for the park
cool.
now. And they set them up and they talk about the stars. I mean, these are experts that are there and volunteer their time. We have our park rangers that are there too to help. And usually I think it's around 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
8 till 10-ish.
8 till 10, I believe. Yeah.
As long as the weather's permitting, which for that, it would just be that there's no clouds and hopefully no rain or anything. But
Right.
it's so fun. I think we have on average like 200 to
Yeah.
300
I was
people.
300 on this event.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
And you just
a
like
lot.
look up.
Well, I mean, these telescopes. I guess we should better explain these telescopes. They're like insane. They're just
Big.
they're huge
They're
and
like
they
cannons.
are like the best of the best. Yes, they look like cannons, and it's more than just looking up. Like you're really seeing the stars in a way that I guess you've never really seen them before, unless you've been to like a big observatory. It's a great opportunity for people that are into astronomy and really enjoy that. In addition to just looking at the stars, I mean, you're there at night. For the most part, it's a very dark, no light zone. And so you can see the stars just by hanging out here at night. But to be able to see them like that is a pretty cool thing. And I think that's why we get such a large group. And then the group from Austin is so knowledgeable. And any question you have, they give you so many cool facts. I mean, I couldn't by any means describe any of the things, but when you're there,
they're cool.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yes. I think they even bring, I might be lying, but I think they even bring like, not necessarily models, but like probably like pictures and stuff to show you like what's really
some
going
displays for sure.
Yeah.
That they talk more about.
So you get the
display,
the really cool equipment that probably, I mean, we don't, we don't have access to. You get it brought to you, and people who can answer questions, like all brought to you in this one spot. That sounds awesome.
That sounds really amazing. Cool. I mean, and that's something that families, kids, adults, everybody would learn from and show up for. And it sounds like there is a ton of people. Do you need to sign up for that? Nope, no. You just show up. Show up under the stars.
So we have plenty of space for that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the sign up is the kayak, and then we do have some guided hiking trails that, you could only have so many people with you for one of those things. So I think those are the only two that you really have to sign up in advance. Most of our programs, because they're, park wide, you can just show up to them.
Right.
That's pretty.
And I don't think you don't have to pay any extra for any of these programs either. It's all included.
Right.
So we have fishing with the Rangers, star parties. What's another like event that maybe people don't know about? Maybe like something kid related. I just know that I always want to find something for my kids to do.
Well, I was thinking on the bow hunting and the air rifles.
Ooh.
So that is kid friendly. So
that's
we set
kid
up,
friendly?
Of course it is.
Yeah. So we set up we have a little range here at the park. And we have rangers that have been specifically trained in these areas that assist kiddos with, and we'll have like a model of, let's say, a deer or a hog for them to shoot a bow and arrow with, and they're taught how to do it properly, and they get quite a few chances. And then it's just kind of a really cool thing that when I started working specifically at this park, we had a big event, and that was one of the stations that I was like so excited to do, because I've never really shot a bow and arrow and learned how to do it properly. I enjoyed it very much. So, and I could see all the kiddos were very happy, and it's really cool. In addition to the air rifles, we have a ranger that teaches the kids, and I believe is it 7 years old, I think is the age where they can start. And younger than that, we don't suggest that they handle the air rifle. But it's really fun and really cool. And I think all kiddos, all ages, really enjoy that part.
I was going to say, can I do it?
Yeah, you definitely can.
I would love to learn that. I mean, it's kind of like free camp for kids. And it doesn't cost anything. I know we keep saying this, but it doesn't cost anything, and you don't sign up early. You simply show up. You just show up. Now, you guys, I'll say this again, you guys are at Inks Lake, and you're talking about your park, but a lot of these things are in other parks as well.
Right.
Yes.
So you can check it out other places.
Yeah, exactly. The only caveat would be just getting your day pass. And you can do that as you walk into the park. And the only other caveat I would say is if it's a weekend, I would highly recommend booking your day pass ahead of time, because if the park reaches its occupancy limit for the day, they can't let anyone else in. So as long as you've got a reservation or you've already gone to the park that day, you're set. It's just we wouldn't want to turn you away if we've already sold out for the day.
No, you wouldn't, because I would be.
No,
We do have other suggestions nearby too. Like it is tough when we have to do that. But we've got Longhorn Caverns is part of Inks Lake State Park as well. It is run by a concession, so it's not rangers that are leading the cavern tours, but the park itself belongs to state parks. And so there's hiking trails and other things you can do and picnic there. If our park is full, I mean, you won't be able to do the programs we offer, but at least we can say, hey, here's another location that you can go hang out for the day and participate in, and then once people clear out, they could always come back and see if we have space for them.
I love that your park is
come in.
filling up on the weekends. Like that makes me really, I mean, it's not fun to turn people away, but the fact that enough people are coming to these events, they're still going out to parks, that actually makes me really happy, because that was one of the questions I had was like, how's attendance, that makes me really happy. And we've been to Longhorn Caverns, and it's amazing.
The Crystal Cave. I just stand there in awe.
It's really a cool experience
fabulous.
if you've never been.
Yeah, and I didn't go until a few years ago.
That was your first time?
That was my first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've driven on that Park Road 4 forever and ever, and I've been to Inks Lake. Our very first truck camper rally was at Inks Lake because we love it. Yeah, and that was 15, 16, 17 years ago.
Wow.
Long time ago. So we'll have
That's
another one
amazing.
next week. So, but
Cool.
But not at Inks Lake.
but not at Inks Lake. Yeah. But it's near and dear to our heart, and I love the layout there. So let's talk reservations, because you had mentioned, you do fill up. Ever since COVID, I think everyone has the idea that parks are hard to get into. It's tough to get in. They fill up. Is that the case? Is that the situation now?
It's hard to answer because we see it on the back end of how you get a reservation. And I think a lot of people, if they realize like it's not everyone can just drive in. Like every park has an occupancy limit. We're in a popular area in the hill country, so there's a lot more people that come by. Whereas like if you go to a park that's maybe further out, a longer drive, they might still have an occupancy limit, but they might not reach it as easy.
Or a smaller park. I know Inks Lake is it's a bigger park with lots of spaces.
Yeah, we're one of the
expansive.
larger ones. Yeah.
Right.
So you make a reservation online, though, if you want to camp there, right?
Right.
Yes.
It's so nice now.
Yeah, good. It's easy to do, but if it's full, is there like a time where you can get in, or if people don't show up, or do you just leave those spaces blank? I mean, what's the catch here? If I want to stay there tonight and I look on it and reservations are full, do I walk away? Is there no way to get in?
I mean, I wouldn't say walk away. We do have walk-in opportunities, and if those are full, those are what we have at the park. So when you call the reservation line, they won't see those sites that we have available. And we do get last minute cancellation. So I always suggest to people, just give us a call. And if you're already here, stop by the front office again and check again. Just keep checking in, because it really just varies. I mean, I wouldn't say give up and be like, you're done, unless, you want to leave or you don't want to continue to try. But I would
there's
say try.
There's not a time when you guys like, oh, they haven't shown up, so we're going to release these spots. I think that's a question that so many people have is that a
so
thing?
Right. You're so right. A lot of people have that question. And yes, there is a system to work through that. So say for campsites specifically, if someone has a reservation, and this is all parks, but how they operate and handle it is a little different. So I'll just tell you kind of what we do. The parks have the ability to no-show a reservation the second day that someone hasn't shown up for yet. And we have a list. We can see what started yesterday and what's not here today. And I think most parks probably don't just blanket go and no-show everyone at noon, because, people have paid for that. They often just don't realize that. And if they show up, that's a lot of tricky situation you're in. So we try to make a call. We'll attempt to call them. And sometimes we'll leave it as is. I mean, they might have already had a note in there from the reservation center. We might have put a note in there, or if it's a long reservation and if we cancel that, that person would really be in a bind. So
Right.
there is, so I would check, closer to noon on a given day to see if anything has opened up because of that. And sometimes those phone calls, people will answer and they're like, oh no, I forgot, but go ahead and cancel it. So there's some flexibility in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it varies. But we try to accommodate, we're always trying to accommodate our guests. So it's always trying to make sure first before we just no-show something. So
No,
we really
I-
make those calls and
I
try to
appreciate you
accommodate, 'cause
not
a lot of
just
these-
canceling
Yeah,
everybody.
People well in advance, they book these and, life happens and we know that.
Right.
And so we try our best to make sure we're accommodating them. So it's not a blanket, 12 o'clock, the people that didn't show up, and then these are available. But around that time is when we would make the cancellations. And so if people
Yes.
are interested in finding something that wasn't available before, that would be the time for them to call us. Or if they're around about, come into the office and check
Exactly.
with us.
Because
So
we know a lot of people
perfect.
want to get into the parks and,
Yeah.
if someone's not coming, then we want to be able to offer that opportunity. to someone else.
Absolutely. And
You
our
wanna get into
weekends
the
do
parks.
book up our weekends book up very, very fast.
Oh,
So
I bet.
anyone that wants a weekend, our holidays are big, believe it or not, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, it's
big.
sold out. Yeah. So anytime, definitely I would say try in advance.
I
But
think that's so cool that holidays are sold out.
No, I think that's awesome.
I
I think people are
mean,
trying to
I
start
think
to
that's
figure out
amazing.
that traditions be damned, They're
Yeah.
just like, wait a minute, we
a lot
have
of
free
people's
will.
traditions are camping. Like when I worked Thanksgiving, this is the first year I worked on Thanksgiving, and there were so many families that are like, and this young lady specifically was like, I've been coming here since I was like 6 years old. And she's like, and I'm
Aw.
21 now. I was like, every Thanksgiving, like it has been their tradition every Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, that's super cool. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that families have been doing that for so many years. That this is what they do. Like they do their turkey at
That's
the park.
awesome.
It's kind of cool to walk around and see all these like families doing their traditions on Thanksgiving. It's really neat
In your
experience.
park, yeah.
I keep thinking of all these podcasts. We did a podcast on having holidays at a park,
Oh, that's right.
and we've never done it.
Nope.
But we know there are people that out there that do it, but I've never met them. And I just wonder what it would be like, How different is it? How cool is it? So that is interesting to hear that holidays are packed at the park.
Yeah.
I think
So packed.
that's super cool. Also, we had a recent podcast on the stats of how many people come late or cancel or don't show up or leave early. Very surprised to see how many people show up late, a day or two late.
Yeah, as opposed to
Yeah.
no shows.
And it's the younger crowd that shows up late.
Of course it is.
It's the older crowd that leaves early.
Of course it is.
And very few of them actually cancel anything. So, I mean, that's across the board. People just don't cancel. They just don't show up. So, how cool is it that a park cares enough that they will try to call somebody and say, "Hey, man, are you coming? Can somebody else have
Is
your
everything
spot?"
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's super cool. So, best advice if you want to camp somewhere, stop in around noon, see if there's any cancellations in the state parks.
Yes.
I'm wondering, along with is the park filling up or is it empty? You guys probably, do your rounds around the park, see who's showing up and what
Yes.
kind of campers they have. Have the people or the campers changed in the past few years as far as now we used to never see any of this type and now all we see are tiny trailers or truck campers, or is any of that caught your attention as changed? Do you see more off-road trailers now?
Yeah, we've seen, oh gosh, I've seen it all. Like I've seen people
Quite a
with the
variety,
bus
yeah.
conversions, and there's all these new smaller varieties that are really fun. Like we used to see like the casitas and the
Yeah, I
Ramones.
was just gonna
And then
say
we
that.
see
just
golf
saw one of those
campers,
recently, too.
And we see like the Oliver trailers. Like there's a lot of new ones.
There was a cool one that came from Germany. This gentleman was from
Yeah.
Germany, and the vehicle was like an old German military, like a 5-ton that was converted into like an RV type of vehicle, and it was the coolest looking thing. And it
That's
came
awesome.
from Germany. Like, yeah, it was just really neat. But yeah, we get such a variety. And then you've got your traditional that comes in. I mean, you got it all. It's really, really cool to see. And of all ages, honestly, like the ones that have been doing it for the last 20, 30 years, and then young kids, some teenagers that come camp. I mean, it's a cool place to work, honestly.
So
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, it's changed to where it's like super inclusive now. Young, old, no matter what kind of
Yes.
camper you have.
Absolutely. Yes.
just
That's the perfect
everything.
word. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And that's,
awesome.
and also for probably y'all would be interested to know too, any of our RV electric coated sites all have 50, 30, and 20 amp service.
Yes. That's a good.
And water. They
Good
don't
back.
have sewage because we have our central dump station.
Yeah, we have a
but
dump station.
every electric RV site can accommodate any of those electric ones. And you can also tent camp at an RV site if you wanted electricity.
Yeah.
So it's a variety.
Good
but
to know.
Next comment that I have is I can't remember if you guys have a boat dock there, but I know a lot of parks do have a boat dock. They have boating. And the Texas Parks and Wildlife really supports so much in the boating industry. What is all involved there? Tell me what you have at Inks Lake and across the board for boaters.
We've got one boat ramp right now, and we've got a big parking lot. So I think we can fit, oh, don't quote me on the number, but it's a lot of boats.
It's a
And
lot of boats.
We've
Like
got
20,
a really
like
amazing,
30?
probably that or more.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily
Give or
at
take.
the boat ramp, because we have several volunteers that help manage boat traffic.
We
So
love our volunteers.
It's a lifesaver. We
Yes.
couldn't do
Yeah, we couldn't
anything
do what we do without our volunteers.
But
They're
they'll help manage the traffic that day. And if there's too many boats in an area, they have special spots that they have people directed to park so we can get as many people in. Because I know like last Saturday, there was
Winston,
3 fishing tournaments
Three
we didn't know about.
came in. That was a lot.
Yes, but our volunteer was there and ready to help and parked them all, and it was all fine.
Yeah. It's great. It's
So you can take
intense
your boat to
sometimes.
Inks Lake and put your
Yes.
boat in the water. Do you have to take it out at night? You don't have any place to tie it up for the night.
It's a great question. We have like a little, as you launch your boat at the ramp, there is like a dock,
yeah, small dock.
like a L-shaped one.
Mm-hmm.
That is just for getting ready to get out on the water or off. Like if
Yeah.
you need to tie your boat so it doesn't
Not
float
for
away.
overnight.
If you are camping, and this is for our park
Yeah.
specifically, if you're camping and you have a waterfront site, you can anchor your boat out in the water. You
Yes.
can't technically, they call it mooring, which is tying to the land. You can't technically do that, but you can anchor the boat out in front of where your site is. And if you have friends that are on the water and you talk to them, maybe they'll let you do that too if you're not on a water site. But you certainly can do that. You don't have to take your boat out every night. But you can if you want to. We have a lot of overflow parking that you could park the boat into.
Yeah, and is every park different so that you would have to
Yes.
call them and say, what are the options for my boat?
Right.
Because I would say, man, almost half of the Texas state parks have lakes. I mean, just
Yes.
a ton of them have
It's a ton
lakes.
of them.
Do you know how many
Yeah.
Texas state parks there are off the top of your head?
I just checked it before we got on the podcast.
You were waiting
it's
for
a
this
little
one?
ambiguous. I think they have it to be about 85 to 90 right now.
Holy
Just because some
moly.
are opening up, some of them are considered like wildlife management areas. So there's,
Right.
or natural areas, but
That's crazy.
What about
About-
conservation? You guys do a ton of that nobody knows about.
Yep. I mean, that's our namesake. We
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
preserve the spaces for future generations. So some things that you might not see going on here, we have some stuff like some protected plant species that they monitor. Off trail, you can't get to it. We also, I think it was the year before last, we did a big cleanup project of the chinaberry, which is an invasive species along the
Right.
shoreline. You wouldn't think so because in the fall it turns really pretty and red, but it's not good. So they've cleaned that out. And Another big one too that I think probably is on everyone's minds, last summer with the big major floods, we had some flooding here too. Everyone was safe, but it was bad. I mean, the lake rose about 10 feet. And in the past few years, we've changed our mowing protocols. So we weren't like mowing it down on all the shorelines. The reason for that is you want to maintain a riparian area,
That was the term I was looking
which
for.
is so important to like that zone of like water crossover to land. There's plants that prevent erosion. There's animals that live in those spaces. And because we let that all grow up and become a riparian zone again, we had almost zero erosion after those floods on our shorelines. And that would not have been the case if we
Right.
had
Wow.
it originally. We would have had a lot of repair and fixing that we would have had to do.
And so in addition to that, a lot of concern sometimes for guests is they think it's like overgrown on the lake side and they're like, why don't y'all mow this? Like I can't get to the lake like I used to. So then we describe to them, you know, the conservation side of it. And they're like, oh, okay. So a lot of people aren't knowledgeable on that. They think it's just overgrown when that's not the case.
That's
That's interesting, and that I'm sure is just one tiny piece of
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens to keep everything natural. You know,
Yes.
to keep everything the way people enjoy it, and that is fascinating. All the things that you do. I know there's prairie lands and mountains and lots of different things that you guys protect, so that we can go hang out on it and go hike and learn to bow hunt
and dump our tanks.
dump our tanks
Yes.
4 rows at a time, right?
I'm not past it.
But, I
She's
mean, to your
clearly
point-
not past it.
I mean,
Okay.
I know we're joking, but I mean, truly, like we have a specific several rangers that manage our water treatment facility
We do.
for the water from the dump station, as you'd say, to manage all that so it stays good. And other parks will have like prescribed burns to manage the grassland. So there's so much going on that
Yeah.
you don't see day to day.
Yeah, that's all part of like the conservation part. So we can
Yeah.
keep hanging out.
Well, yeah, we could talk about a million things here because Texas Parks and Wildlife has a TV show. I believe it's on PBS, and I learn all kinds of things, programs and things that are happening there. I mean, it's just phenomenal, from finding some small species to genetically working with bass to be sure the fishermen have what they need, to programs with children, desert conservation. Who knew you needed desert conservation?
Right?
Right?
Doesn't it just not rain?
I
We're
mean,
good to go.
just a million things that happen within the Texas Parks and Wildlife. And you also have a magazine.
Yes.
And it's a digital magazine, right?
I think
Is it
so,
printed?
but I've
I
seen
think we
print.
might have print.
You
as
can
well.
buy print in our park store, so I believe you can, go to a park and they should have a supply of them you can pick
Yeah,
up.
I
Or
think it's primarily digital, but we do have some print.
and also that PBS show is on YouTube, so you can watch those episodes all the time.
What is it called?
I think if you look up Texas Parks and Wildlife, I can find it.
We'll
Yeah.
put it in the show notes. So we'll put a link to it in the show notes because
Okay.
there really are, if you enjoy, gosh, nature and the conservation and just learning about people out there that are taking care of the outdoors and making it better for all of us. It is fascinating, absolutely fascinating what you guys do out there. It is not just managing the park systems. It is a ton of things that make Texans' life better. So, yeah, I love that. I think everybody should kind of connect, take a look. The digital magazine is pretty cool. It's not totally full of ads like some of them. So, yeah. So it's like, ugh. But it's really cool stories, cool stuff. Inks Lake is a CCC camp park. And there's quite a few of them. I think I don't know how many, but a lot of the parks in Texas were built or contributed to by the Conservation Corps in the Depression in the 1930s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
it's incredible.
it is an incredible story, isn't it? So, side note, I found out last night that some of my relatives and my husband are going down to Palmetto State Park tomorrow to give
Oh,
them
nice.
the camp flag from the Conservation Corps
Oh,
from the
wow,
30s
that is really
because,
cool.
yeah,
Because
father
Dad
and-
stole it.
my father-in-law was a cook there.
I know.
He
I saw
was
the
a cook
wall
there.
he helped
Wow.
build.
And yeah, we have pictures. We've donated a lot of things to that park specifically because that's where he was stationed. He grew up in Brenham. So the
Interesting.
the CCC camp helped that family survive, literally
Yeah.
survive.
I think, yeah.
They were relatively poor farmers to begin with, and the Depression was devastating. So, special place in my heart for that program, and I always look for that when I go to the Texas state parks because so many things were contributed to. And tomorrow we're donating the flag from the Conservation Corps to
Wow,
that park. They
that's
have a
really
little
cool.
display inside there, so hopefully it will be something interesting for
Yeah.
other people. Yeah, I thought
That'll
that
be
was super cool.
fantastic.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
That is
Well-
fabulous.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. I have one more question for you.
What if I have
Okay.
one more?
You don't get it. Inks Lake is one of my favorite state parks. So I want to know, just a little insider tip, what are y'all's favorite spots at the park? Come on. You know you got
I
one.
would say a general answer, and then I'll be more specific. A general answer is I think any of those that you can see on the water on the map are all fantastic.
Yeah.
I like car camping more, but I think our water, we call them like our water only sites are really great.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. That's
Water
what I
only
prefer.
sites.
Yes. So there's
Yeah.
no electricity. But they're more on the far west of the park and it's more wooded and secluded.
Okay.
And so if you're on the water side and if you're a kayaker or fisherman or anything that you like to do on the water, you have less population on
That's
that
the prime
side.
spot.
And so it just feels, a little
Yeah.
more peaceful and quiet. So for me personally, that's what I prefer. But it honestly, every time people come in and during our slow seasons, like in the winter time and people want to be on the water, they have more options on a walk-in. So we'll look at a map together and we'll talk about just their preferences. I mean, everybody prefers
Right.
different things.
Yeah.
You know, some want to be really close to the bathrooms, others need to be in the water in a high populated, some want the more peaceful. So it really depends on what you prefer.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes,
Do you
and-
have another question?
No, I will leave it here, but there are so many trailers out there and campers that have off-grid capability, but they need the solar to keep their batteries charged because let's face it, folks, even the roughest camper is going to appreciate air conditioning in 110 degrees, which is
Oh, yes.
literally how hot it gets in the summer here, even if you have water. So there are a lot of opportunities there, but you have to have access to the sky. Is there trees there?
Yes.
mean-
If we're talking specifically about the far west, we have a lot of trees. It's very shaded space, but then we have a lot of spaces where you get more sun. So
Right.
again, it would be the needs of the specific person. And if they needed more sun for solar, then we could find a spot that would give them that
Great.
rather than the more shadier
Yeah,
areas.
there's opportunity. There's plenty of opportunity. for
Yeah,
that.
good variety.
Call the park and talk to somebody really amazing like you guys, and you will help them figure out the best spot.
Yes.
And otherwise,
absolutely.
just charge those lithium batteries and go have fun
That's right.
on those cool camps with just water. Because lots of RVs can do that now. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
want to try it. I'm ready. You ready?
Yep.
All right. We will be calling you guys for our favorite site very soon.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thanks
We're-
for having us.
Thank
you so
you
much.
for chatting with us. We're going to put in the show notes how to make a reservation at Inks Lake, some other stuff we talked about. And if you want to interact with us more, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, RV Small Talk, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.